Welcome to Cardinal Stadium for this evening football contest between the JCHS High School Cardinals and the visiting Blue Devils of Fairhaven High School. This is Tyler Clark for Swansea Cable Access Channel 9 with Josh Oppen, pleased to bring you another night of Case High School football. The Cardinals come in this game with a record of 3-0, and the Blue Devils come in with a record of 1-3. Josh, the Cardinals are going to look to add another SEC victory to their resume as they defeated Bourne last week by a score of 35-14.
Yeah, we were here that first game. Offense got off to a slow start that first half. But since then, the last 6 quarters they've played, they've been clicking on all cylinders and scoring points at will.
Case started off with 2 victories against non-conference opponents, although I must say one of the victories was via forfeit as Diamond was supposed to be here in the second game of the year and instead forfeited the game. As a result, Case ended up with a 2-0 victory, which does count. So it does count. So Case is 3-0 as a result, despite only really playing 2 games so far. The Blue Devils have played 4 games as Case had a bye week a couple weeks ago, and here we go. The Cardinals will be in yellow. I've never actually seen them play yellow uniforms at home, and the Blue Devils will be in white. The opening kick will do about the 20-yard line. This can be returned by the Blue Devils out to just past the 30-yard line. And let's see if we get a number on who was on the return.
Isaiah Lopez on the return.
Isaiah Lopez for the Blue Devils, number 28. Worth noting, Josh, I was surprised and I looked at the roster ahead of time. The Blue Devils have a grand total of 2 seniors on their roster. You not usually see that in football.
Yeah, unfortunately, over the past couple of years, the entire athletic program at Fairhaven has struggled with numbers and participation. And unfortunately, it has taken direct results in that win-loss column across the board in sports.
Right, and certainly can see that. Quarterback is number 12, Peter Joseph Jr., a sophomore. He's going to take the snap. Handoff inside, cutting left. That's a great run by the Blue Devils right out of the gate. And finally tackled around the 50-yard line
33, Owen Sebula.
by a series of Case players. Number 33, Owen Sebula, a senior, one of the only seniors for the Blue Devils with that run out to the 49-yard line officially. It is a very nice night for football. A little cold, but not too bad. The one and only game we did was a month ago. It feels forever since we've been up here in the box, and it was really cold and raw to start it, but it got much better later on. It is Friday, October 4th. Shotgun formation again for the Blue Devils. Here's the snap. Another handoff inside to Sebula, cutting right, and he is swarmed by the Case defense. Excellent job by the Cardinals to knock him back several yards. That's a loss of about 4 yards there on first down.
Yeah, they found a line. They found a hole in the line up front and burst right through as we saw and stuffed him well behind the line.
Let's bring up a 2nd and 14 here.
Second down and 14
for the Blue Devils. It is October now, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I can see that the 20-yard line markers are in pink while the rest of it is in white. And a couple players out there have pink towels to celebrate the month. And a play is blown dead on maybe a timeout called by the Blue Devils. That was fast. 10 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Josh, as I said before, the Blue Devils come into this game with a record of 1-3. They did win last week against Fairhaven by a score of 32 to 22. That's a difficult score to say, but one of their losses, week 2, a little eye-popping. They lost 57-0 to the Vogue Bears. There you go. You're looking for my paper.
I mean, over in the large division, New Bedford Vogue, their first 2 games, they scored 100-some points those first 2 games. They ended up did mean Somerset Berkeley, coincidentally enough, in Game 3, who shut them down. But the Vogue Tech Bears really got off to a hot start, and unfortunately Fairhaven was a victim to that.
I saw that. That was actually the Herald News earlier last week that Vogue had blown everybody away, and then they were just shut. Somerset Berkeley scored within the first couple plays of the game, and really took Vogue by surprise. 2nd and 14 anyway, back to this game for the Blue Devils. Shotgun pass, looking to throw over the middle. He's got a man, but over his head. That was good coverage by Case and incomplete, as Joseph could not complete that pass.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 33, Owen Sebula.
Sebula out there on the receiving end,
Third down,
the
14.
attempted receiving end of that, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 14. I would expect another pass here.
Yeah, they had the seam up the middle there where Sebula got behind the defense there, just a few yards overthrown. Look for that to come back again, potentially splitting those safeties in half.
Case's defense in the last home game that we did, they gave up a touchdown on the first 2 possessions against the Tri-County, not Old Colony. I will not do that again. Tri-County offense, and then they really shut them down for the rest of that game. Here's Joseph, shotgun formation, rolling to his right, looking to pass again. Now he's going to cut inside to the left. He's going to look and scramble at this, but he is not going to get back. Ball's on the ground.
Flag is down.
Flag is down, though, so let's not celebrate just yet.
Fumble on the play.
It is a fumble. Case did recover. Did Case recover that? I'm
There was
not
also a
sure.
flag
Case
on the
came
play.
out with the ball. Whether or not they blew it down is another question.
Officials are going to get together and discuss this. Let's see what the penalty first. It seems to be some confusion out there.
Well, they're looking over to the Fairhaven side. This penalty may be on Case.
Coach Joe Martin went out there and gave the ball to the official. Officials are still discussing about what the flag is on. And the penalty looks like it's on Fairhaven, so that might have been a turnover.
Initial call is unsportsmanlike conduct against Fairhaven.
Still a bit odd, as neither the Fairhaven offense nor the Case defense are coming off the field.
They're not really moving. Everyone's just very confused right now. I don't really know how else to describe this. Nobody's reacting.
Assistant Coach Joe Martin just got the Case football back from the sideline official here.
And it might have been something happened. They're going to bump Fairhaven back by 15 yards. It looks like it might have been a pre-snap penalty, whatever that was. So the defense is going to stay on. That's going to bring up a third down and really, really, really long now.
Forever, a third of the field.
That's going to be a
29.
3rd and 29.
After the 15-yard
wondering what
penalty,
the
it'll bring up third down and
unsportsmanlike
29
conduct.
for
Again, going back to what
Fairhaven.
you said, it had to be a
their own
pre-snap
30
penalty,
yards.
It had to-
and there was a whistle that we didn't hear, and
It had to be a pre-snap penalty or something that was blown dead in that the play. Well, regardless, it's going to be 3rd and 29 now, so no one on this side of things is really terribly unhappy, but that would have been nice to have a fumble. Yeah, that was a very confusing sequence of events. Everyone was kind of looking at each other. No matter, here comes Joseph out of the shotgun again. 3rd and 29, as I said, for the Blue Devils. I wouldn't be surprised if they just had to hand off inside. That's kind of what I thought. Not going to try for this. Fairhaven, that's a good run, but not nearly enough.
By number 9, Reese Antunes.
Number 9, Reese Antunes, a junior on the run there, but that's going to bring up a
Gains
punting
about 9 on the
situation
play, will bring up
for the
fourth
Blue
down and
Devils.
20.
Gain of 9. Normally that would be pretty nice, but not when you needed 29 yards.
yeah, I mean, you made it respectable, got a little more breathing room to hopefully flip field positions now with a good punt.
Reese Antunes back to punt for Fairhaven.
And Antunes, the man that we just mentioned, is going to be back to do the punting, and it looks like number 1, Keegan LeCompte, is going to be back for the receiving. Decent punt out there. LeCompte just going to let this bounce. He's not even going to bother with a return, and the Blue Devils will down that at the 31-yard line.
Ball is down at the 31-yard line of the Cardinals. Cardinals will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 31.
So here comes the first series for the Case offense. As I said, they come into this game with a record of 3-0. However, one of those wins were via forfeit. The other 2 wins came in week 1 against the Tri-County Cougars, where they were behind early in that, and they came back and won. And last week, they defeated the Bourne Canalmen at Bourne, 35-14, and the forfeit against Diamond goes into the book as a 2-0 victory. I'm not sure why, but I don't make the rules, and that's just how it is. So it goes in as a shutout victory. Here comes quarterback Danny Silva, a senior. He's going to be out of a shotgun formation. Has to step. Pass play right out of the gate for Case. Silva stepping up, throws it, and over the head of number 24, Alex Janicki, and incomplete.
Just missed him.
He had Janicki in a seam up the middle, but just over his head. As you can probably hear right now, the Case High School marching band is in attendance. They are playing in the crowd right now. They led us in the
Cardinals at their own 31.
not the national anthem. Why can't I think of it? No, it was the national anthem.
Earlier.
Earlier, yes. Okay, I was mixing it. It was the national anthem, yes. Hand off inside. Oh, big hit. I heard that collision up here.
Met him at the line and went nowhere from there.
I'm not sure who was. It looks like number 35 was on that run. Logan Medeiros. Some definite contact there. A gain of about 3 yards for the
3 on the play.
Case offense.
3rd down, 7.
3rd and 7, officially ruled as a 3rd and 8. And it'll be marked at the 39-yard line. I would imagine a passing play as Silva comes out of a shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to his left, looking to throw indeed. Steps up, fires it, and there's really nobody over there. That looks like either he or somebody misread the route there. And
Incomplete.
incomplete.
It's almost one he wanted Keegan LeCompte there to come out,
Brings
and
up
he
4th
went
and
in. A
7
little
for the
miscommunication
Cardinals.
there.
Yeah, I'm not sure who
Their own
that was
34.
on, but the ball just kind of falls incomplete. Silva getting some clarification from a coach
Tyler
on the
Cabral
sideline
back
right
to
now.
punt.
Number
For the
2,
Cardinals.
Tyler Cabral back to punt for Case as their first possession is a 3-and-out. A couple men back to receive for the Blue Devils.
Sebula, number 9, Reese Antunes.
Sebula and Antunes, names that we've been saying a lot so far this game, are going to be back to receive for the Blue Devils. Here's the snap. Punt is up. Good punt by Cabral. And letting it go. I don't think they called for that. As a ball is on the ground. No one really called for that for Fairhaven.
It's dangerous there. Got really close to the ball and let it bounce.
Ball is
And
down at the Fairhaven.
you're never quite
38-yard
sure
line.
which way the
Blue
football's going
Devils
to
will
bounce.
start
No,
first
I
down
thought
and 10 at
Antunes
their
too
own
was going to call
38.
for a fair catch, but he kind of just let it bounce, and that's not a penalty if Case runs into him because it wasn't a fair catch. Unless they're saying it. Well, I don't think it was. That was just where it was down, and indeed. So at the 38-yard line, the Blue Devils are going to take over for their second possession of the game. 8 minutes and 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. I've been saying that there's 2 seniors on the roster. Sebula is one. The other one, I'm probably not going to say his name very often, but is a center and defensive tackle, number 77, Jeremiah Torres, is the other senior on the roster here for the Blue Devils. So as I said, very unusual. They only have 2 seniors on their roster.
It's interesting. After being in the shotgun pistol formation for the entire first drive, they come out in a wishbone.
Wishbone formation, and not a lot of anything in there for Sebula, as he may go back to the line of scrimmage and
No
nothing
gain on the
else.
play. Second down, 10.
Fairhaven tried a couple different offensive looks here. Case is usually going out of the shotgun, slightly different variations of that. And in fact, there was no gain on that play/run for Sebula. So that'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Fairhaven offense. And the same formation again there with a wishbone behind Joseph Jr. There's the snap, another handoff cutting inside. That looks like that was Antunes on that. And he gained a few, but not nearly enough for a first down. So that'll be a 3rd and fairly long
3 on the play.
for the Blue Devils.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Blue Devils.
Gain of
at their own
3
40
yards. It'll be a 3rd and 7 here for Fairhaven from the 41.
You don't see the wishbone much anymore.
No, not really.
About a decade ago, there was all sorts of teams running either the wing tee, the wishbone, some sort of power running formation. Now a lot of teams have got more into that collegiate spread type offense.
Right, that's what Case uses a lot, especially with that shotgun. But you're right, I remember the last time I've seen a wishbone here.
Wareham and Somerset Berkeley are 2 of the few teams left that either utilize that wishbone or wing tee, whatever you want to call it.
They're going to try it again. They're going to motion one man to the right, faking the toss. And actually, it's going to be an inside handoff after all, and that went nowhere. Sebula got on the carry there, but that's going to bring up another punting situation
4th down, 7
for Fairhaven.
at the Fairhaven
It's very
41.
tough to run that option offense, to run that inside trap if the center doesn't get a good jump and really pound that defensive tackle backwards. And we saw it there.
Number 11,
There really
Clayton
wasn't
Dyer,
much
back
of a
to
jump on
return
that
for the
offensive
Cardinals.
line, and the Case defensive line just pushed them back and met him in the backfield. He was lucky to get back to the line.
Good snap. It's a good punt as well out to LeCompte, and he's going to return this. Actually, that's not LeCompte. That's going to be number 11, Clayton Dyer, and he is still on his feet. He's still going, and he's finally going to be wrapped up at the 45-yard line. I thought that was LeCompte at first. I only saw the 1 because LeCompte is 1, but Dyer's 11, and that was a good return there by Clayton out into the 45-yard line.
Cardinals will
Special
start
teams,
first
that
down
third
and 10
aspect
at
of
the
the game, so
Fairhaven
often overlooked
45.
by a typical fan. You think offense, you think defense, but that's special teams right there.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a great 25-yard play there by the Case special team staff to really, hopefully, get this offense going.
And get them in pretty good shape here to start this off, as Silva's going to line up in a shotgun formation. A draw play up the middle. There goes Silva, still on his feet, and he's going to be tackled just past the first down marker, and he picked up
Silva on
enough.
the carry.
First down for the Cardinals.
Just ran right over the safety there.
Gain 12 on the play is good for a Cardinal first down.
That's the first time I think
First and 10 Cardinals
Did-
at the Fairhaven
Did Fairhaven pick
33.
up a first down on their first drive? I don't think. No, that's the first down for either team here, halfway through the first quarter. Case going with a no-huddle offense. Silva lining up shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers left, handoff inside. Madeira's cutting left, now met by several Fairhaven players, and he's been hit hard twice
35,
now
Logan Medeiros on
in
the
that
carry.
first quarter. And I don't think he got anywhere in that. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage at the most. And that does look like
Owen Sebula, number 77,
they're going to mark
Jeremiah Torres on the tackle for the Blue Devils.
Torres and Sebula in there on the tackle for the Blue Devils. And indeed, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up. Silva shotgun formation. Now he has 3 wide receivers to his right. Rolling right now, another quarterback keeper. Heading for the sideline now for the first down marker, cutting in, still on his feet, and there goes Danny Silva into the end zone for a Case touchdown! Danny Silva with an impressive quarterback keeper scampering towards the end zone. That was about a 28-yard run or so for Silva, so great play to get this started for the Case offense. When he hits the edge, he is a very fast quarterback. Shades of Russell Wilson, a couple other of these fast NFL quarterbacks there, especially anyone in college as well. Tyler Cabral, number 2, going to line up to kick the extra point with 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good snap. The ball is up, and the kick is good.
Cabral's extra point attempt is good.
Cabral's extra point attempt is
5 minutes
good.
and 3 seconds to play in the first quarter.
7-0 Case.
Fairhaven, nothing.
That was a good-looking drive there, Josh, although it was fast, but Case just got the job done and didn't take too many plays to do it.
It was fast, and one point it was efficient. And as a coach, that's what you really like to see. You don't waste a lot of plays all the time. Go there, make a statement, assert your dominance, and really, hopefully, control this game moving forward now. You're off to a quick start. Again, special teams with a great play there on the punt return gets it going.
On paper, I would say going into this game, Case would be favorited. We don't really tend to look at that too much, just looking at Fairhaven's track record. And so far, they are off to a good start because the Fairhaven offense hasn't really done much of anything on the first 2 drives. And Case had a 3-and-out, but they took a little while to get going, and that was a very impressive touchdown run there by Silva to get this started. Still see a couple more fans pouring into this game on this fine October evening. Josh, I did mention this to you, but unfortunately, the next Case home game I will not be able to be the announcer for. I'm not sure if you're going to do it, or they're going to find somebody else for that, if we have anybody at all. But fortunately, the home game against Fairhaven, I am not going to be around for that game, but I should be here for all the other ones, including the Thanksgiving Day Classic against Somerset Berkeley to end the year. Squib kick, that was touched by Fairhaven. That's a free ball, but it is going to be fallen on by one of the Fairhaven players. I'm not sure who that was, but that's going to be down at about the 30-yard line.
Cabral's kick covered by a Blue Devil at the 31-yard line. Fairhaven will start first down and 10.
So if you might remember for the last home game we did, I mentioned a couple comments about things being in chaos up here in the booth before the game started. I will say, much to production assistant Corey Snook's enjoyment, as he's sitting next to me, everything went perfectly fine this time. We have 2 cameras, we have no rain, we have nothing else to work with. Really, it's been smooth sailing for the beginning of this game, and he's smiling next to me, so he definitely agrees.
We got some wood to knock on? Or?
Yeah, wood right in front of me. There we go, knocking on it. Joseph Jr. is going to keep that himself, and dropped well behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by number 55, Ryan Martin. That's going to drop Fairhaven way back. That was a loss of, looks like about 10 yards on that play. Maybe not quite.
About 7.
7 yards?
Maybe 6.
Let's make that a 2nd and 16. Martin was not fooled whatsoever by that fake inside, and he just dropped Joseph Jr. behind the line of scrimmage. 6-yard loss. Fairhaven once again mixing it up here out of the pistol formation. At least I think that's the pistol formation.
Shotgun.
So shotgun this time. Okay, well that's 3 different formations, 3 different drives. Joseph gets the snap, low snap, kind of a line drive. It's going to be an option play. Ball's on the ground, and that's not good. Sebi is going to fall on that, but that was a disastrous first 2 plays of this drive for the Blue Devils.
Covered up by Owen Sebula.
Sebula is going to fall on that one. That's another huge loss. I would say a loss of about another 7 yards on that. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 27
for the Blue Devils. At their own 14-yard line.
Case doing a really good job on this option. Typically for an option as a defense, players have assignments. I've got the quarterback, you've got the pitch man. And when you stick to your assignments, good things happen. We saw it there. Went straight for the quarterback. Defensive end straight line to the quarterback. Forced the pitch a little early.
And resulted in a fumble. And That's why Fairhaven has a 3rd and 27. I would not expect the pass here. I'm just thinking it's going to be a handoff play for the Blue Devils, and they'll be content to punt, and that looks like indeed what it'll be, but a little bit of misdirection. Sebula, who picked up a couple yards in that, but nothing even remotely close to a first down, and that'll bring up the 3rd consecutive punt for the Blue Devils. I would say that they've got to be in negative yardage at this point in the game so far. They had one 9-yard run, but unfortunately it was on a 3rd and 29. That kind of offset a little bit.
They're positive yards if we discount the response like penalty in the beginning. So offensively, you're positive total.
Oh, high snap on the punt, and not a great punt out of there, but
it's going to settle.
Dead-end bounce there at about the 43-yard line.
Settle well before midfield.
That could have been much worse. That was a good one-handed grab there by Antunes for the Blue Devils.
At the Fairhaven 42.
Cardinals will start for a 1st and 10 from the Fairhaven 42. They scored a touchdown on a very long Danny Silva run on the first drive. Offense with 3 and out the first time around, but looked really good the last time. Some more fans just kind of showing up. We got a smattering of Fairhaven fans on the bleachers across from us as well tonight. Fairhaven not so far to go, because you just came from there. About 25-minute drive or so.
Made it home in 20.
Shotgun formation for Silva. Handoff inside. Cutting left. That's a great run. That's Brady Tivitot. He's still on his feet, and he'll be tackled by a couple of Fairhaven plays, including number 6, Jason Mata, and Brady Tivitot with a great run. And that'll bring up a first down for Case. Brady coming from a line of Tivitot athletes that have come through Case High School. Brady is a sophomore.
I believe it was Greg Sullivan who wrote in the Herald News the other day. Same name, different players, same result.
Same result, right. Shotgun formation again for Silva. He's going to roll right. This might be a pass. He is looking to pass. He's going to put it up, and it's going to be caught and tackled out of bounds. That was Tyler Cabral.
24. Alex.
Actually, was that Janicki on the reception? It might have been Janicki. I saw number 2, so I thought it was Cabral, but it is going to be Janicki. And that'll bring up a 1st and goal for Case. The offense suddenly looks great.
1st and goal. At the Fairhaven 8.
2 minutes to go in the first quarter. That's going to be a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Silva once again, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers left, 1 to his right. Gonna fake the handoff, keep it himself, dodging left. He's still on his feet. He finally be tackled by number 6, Jason Mata for the Blue Devils. So Fairhaven sniffed that one out. Actually going to drop Case back by about a 2-yard loss on that.
About 3 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
2nd and goal for Case from the 10-yard line. Maybe, I think that's 11-yard line, I think, officially. Case still not huddling. Looks like they have a couple of pre-selected plays. 3 wide receivers to the left. Silva going to keep it. Quarterback draw up the middle, and he's going to be tackled short of the end zone. He did pick up a few yards, though.
Just barreled over him.
It's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 3. Silva getting a lot of carries here.
We'll bring up 3rd down. Goal to go for the Cardinals at the Fairhaven 3.
And yes.
And this early with the way that the Case offensive line specifically has established this, even if they don't make it here, you may see them go for it again.
Thinking they would. Silva going to keep it up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown! Case! So your situation that you just pointed out doesn't even matter.
Why
not?
All for naught.
All for naught. And with 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter, that's going to make it 13-0, 14-0 if Tyler Cabral can bang this ball through the uprights for the extra point. Case offense looking very impressive these last 2 drives, moving down the field with ease. Good snap, the ball's up, line drive kick, but it counts all the same. The extra point is good.
That's such an
important
tool to have this day and age.
14.
Where you don't need to worry about going for 2 every single time. And again, the way the game's evolved, especially at the high school level, over the past decade or so, I mean, we can remember from when we were in high school, every time you scored a touchdown, it was always going for 2. Always 2.
Always 2.
And it was either 6 or 8. Now, with adding this extra dynamic that a lot of teams are starting to utilize, especially in this area, 7's a good result.
really, a couple of years ago was the first time I saw Case utilizing a kicking game. You're right. You graduated from here in 2008. I was class of 2009, and I never saw kicks, field goals, extra points. You would see games all the time, and with
24 to 18, 24 to 20.
Yeah, 20.
Scores that shouldn't happen.
24, 16 to 8. I mean, you'd see 18 to 12.
We had a Thanksgiving game my sophomore year, 2006, that ended 12 to 6.
So, I mean, you see it.
Kickoff for the Cardinals.
You see it all the time.
Number 40, Brady.
Now, in terms of kicking back, that really never happened.
And number 28, Isaiah Lopez.
So it's kind of this has evolved. I've seen pretty much every team the last couple of years utilizes a kicker. I really haven't seen many teams that only go for 2. Squib kick again. Fairhaven just going to fall on that at the 30-yard line.
The squib kick isn't necessarily to get the ball, it's to prevent a return. And we saw in the opening kickoff, Fairhaven had a great return. All the squib kick is, it's not so much to recover an onside kick, it's to keep the hands, to keep the ball in the hands of the 2 dangerous backs in the backfield to prevent a long return.
You don't want, because the Case defense has been essentially smothering so far, you don't want Fairhaven to get the momentum of a kickoff return to get them back into the game. So, as you said, Josh, not even let them really return it, just fall on it. Be content with having them play from the 30-yard line every time, which is exactly what they've done the last 2 times.
You concede it. You concede starting from the 30-35 consistently, but you eliminate their factor, their X factor.
Right, no chance of a return that way. So the Fairhaven offense has run 9 plays. They've had 3 3-and-outs. So Joseph Jr. shotgun formation again, rolling right, and going to be a reverse handoff to Sebula. He's got a good space in front of him. There goes Owen Sebula down the left side. I shouldn't have said anything. He's got one man to beat, which is Dyer, and he is going to knock him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. What a great hustle by Clayton Dyer on that to prevent Sebula from getting into the end zone. So as soon as I'm saying that the Fairhaven offense has done nothing, Sebula just busts that one. I want to commend Dyer on that incredible effort to get him out of bounds of the 1-yard line.
He started on the near side of the field towards us and made a straight line.
That's an excellent job to knock him out at maybe it might be the 2-yard line, actually. It's very close. Regardless, it's a 1st and goal for the Blue Devils as Joseph Jr. going to go out of the shotgun formation. For a handoff to Sebula, and that's indeed what it is. And did he get in? I'm not sure if he did. He is going to be stopped just short.
Stopped just short of the goal line.
He did reach. He did do his best job to reach to the end zone, but he's not going to get in.
Inside the 1.
Fairhaven may just let this tick down to the end of the 1st quarter and then kind of discuss what they want to do, and that is in fact what they are going to do. And that will do it here for the end of the 1st quarter from Cardinal Stadium. The score is 14-0 Case. We will take a short break and be back to bring you second quarter action. Not getting ahead of myself yet. 2nd quarter action. Welcome back to the start of the 2nd quarter, not half here from Cardinal Stadium. In tonight's game between the Case High School Cardinals and the Fairhaven Blue Devils. The Blue Devils have a 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Joseph Jr. going to be under center, sneak up the middle. And I don't know if he got there.
No
I don't
yet.
think he got in. The official looking to see. And he's in. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
There's a good second effort there by Joseph Jr. to really push ahead and get in there.
Just a little push from behind from Sebula.
The official was right there, and that is how the 2nd quarter begins with a 1-yard quarterback sneak from Peter Joseph Jr., the sophomore quarterback for the Blue Devils. Number 10,
Sam Borgeson on to attempt the extra
Sam
point.
Borgeson on to do the kicking here for Fairhaven. Josh, as we were just talking a few moments ago about how these teams are utilizing a kicking game, and as soon as we say that, Fairhaven sends out their kicker as well. Borgeson is a sophomore.
It's a young team, this Fairhaven team. Taking their lumps early to
hopefully... botch the snap, and that's going to be fallen on by Case. They could not get that snap down, and as a result, the try is going to be no good.
Borgeson's extra point attempt is no good.
So that'll make the score...
11:49 to play in the first half.
11:49 to play here in the first half.
Fairhaven,
14-6.
Bad snap.
That was not a great... No fault of the kicker. He couldn't even do anything.
Borgeson got going and had to stop, and snap was fumbled after recovered, and...
Once the snap is fumbled, it's pretty much done. I mean, sometimes you can see a team I think that happened I think I remember that happening once in an NFL game where somebody botched the extra point attempt that would have tied it, and as a result they got a pass play for 2 points and won the game.
And typically teams, once they're comfortable, experienced, put in a fire play almost. Where any bobble, any bad snap,
just
the holder yells fire and you just roll out and throw. Not a designed 2 point, but
quick thinking for that, but didn't even get that point because Case just smothered that as soon as the ball was on the ground. As I said, it's 14-6.
Number 10,
Drinking my Powerade up here.
Fairhaven.
It's a Gatorade Zero berry flavor tonight. I talk so much that I have to just keep replenishing.
It's pink.
It's pink, yeah. Breast cancer awareness inadvertently sticking with the theme of this month.
Watermelon Propel, that's pink.
Yeah, you got a watermelon Propel. There's a purple Powerade up here as well.
I don't know. That was here last week.
Yeah.
Well, a month ago.
Yeah. And going to be picked up by Dyer. He's going to run all the way to his right. Clayton Dyer now cutting left, now cutting back to his right. He'll be dropped at about the 35-yard line. So Dyer picking up some yardage on that. And Case will have their first possession here of the second quarter. Their last two drives have resulted in touchdowns, and they have looked very impressive on both of them. I'd love to see if they can keep this going here.
They've also started with great field position. Not saying the 35-yard line is a great field position, but they started on the Fairhaven half of the field. They're
right, yeah. So 35-yard line still pretty good. Time to see what the Case offense in their yellow jersey can get going here. Silva, shotgun formation, pointing out something. Takes the snap, handoff inside to Tibitot. And he'll be dropped at about the 45-yard line.
22, Brady Tibitot.
He got hit at the line and carried about 2 Fairhaven players, 5 yards.
6 on the play.
Carried a couple players with him. And it looks like there is an injury on the field. And indeed, there is going to be an injury to a Fairhaven player. So we are going to take a break, and we'll be back after this injury timeout. Welcome back from the injury timeout. That was number 52, Daniel De La Cruz for the Blue Devils, walking off the field currently, completely under his own power. It looked like a wrist injury from up here.
Stepped on,
looking at
over.
something. I didn't see it happen originally. I just saw him in pain afterward. Probably remember, if you've watched these games for a couple of years now, we never show the injuries on the field to kind of just report what happened afterward. So De La Cruz is getting attended to by the Fairhaven trainer there on the sideline. Back to this game, 2nd and 4. And Silva's going to keep that himself, cutting right. He's still on his feet. Great run, nice block. He's going to be out of bounds. Clayton Dyer delivered a great block there to number 12. That was Joseph Jr.
That was 41. Great downfield blocking there by Dyer. Dyer got Silva. No, 10, 15 yards just by blocking downfield and pushing that receiver, literally pushing that receiver down, the defensive back backwards.
Dyer deserves a gold star so far for his performance in this game. He's been really great. And as a result of his blocking, that was a nice run there for Silva. 1st and 10, looking to throw, going at the Dyer, and he caught it. The man of the hour is going to score a touchdown for Case.
Silva's pass complete to number 11, Clayton Dyer.
Just as we're talking about his blocking, he just catches a long touchdown pass, and it's going to make it 20-6. Let's see that for a second. 20-6 in favor of Case. Case offense just firing on all cylinders right now. They are just moving down the field with ease. Number 17.
With ease, the key word there.
A lot of ease.
On to attempt the extra point.
At will.
Tyler Cabral to do the kicking for the extra point. Silva under the hold. The ball's down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the receiving end on the other side is good as well. That's number 17, Devin Silva,
21.
was back there to catch that ball as it went through the upright. That's actually genius. That way you don't have to go track it down afterward. Just go back there and catch it. Yeah. 10 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's 21-6 as Case's offense just looks terrific right now. Running, passing obviously, but the long pass out to Dyer. I think that was Silva's first completion this game.
Second.
Was this the second completion? Second completion.
He had one to Janicki earlier.
Oh, that's right.
They made it first and goal.
I remember now. That's why you keep track of these things and I don't. I just tell you what's going on in the game. That's about the limit of what I do.
Right now, it's a shame that Diamond game didn't have just to witness more of this Case offense.
Right.
Again, since that since the second half started of that Tri-County game, this Cardinal offense has just been on fire the past 7 going on 8 quarters now of actual game action.
Case had a 3-week span. 3 weeks in between their games because they played Tri-County in the first game. Diamond was a forfeit, and they had a bye, and then they had Bourne. So, as you said, I wish we could have seen that game to see what else this offense is capable, because so far from what we've seen since that second half, it has been really terrific here. And Case once again is going to squib this, and the ball paving it a little bit of yardage on that. Got about to the 36-yard line. That was number 80, Tim Lawrence.
And there's a risk that you just conceded 6 yards, but the benefit is you don't have to worry about any return from Sebula or from Antunes, whoever the return man may be in that moment. So it'll be interesting chess game to see if Ronnie Bolger, the head coach for Fairhaven, pulls those guys up a little bit to more in that midfield action to see maybe get the ball in their hands. Fairhaven,
the offense has really done nothing other than that really long run by Sebula, which set up a 1-yard touchdown run. But other than that, really play, they've had negative yardage in this game. Backwards, right. So they had that one play going for them. Joseph Jr. shotgun formation. He's going to motion a man in front of him, and the handoff will indeed be to the motion man, and he's still going. That's a great run there by the Blue Devils, still going down the right sideline and finally tackled. That was Reese Antunes on the run, a really long run for Fairhaven as they use that jet sweep very well there.
About 25 yards or so, give or take.
About a 25-yard run. And that'll move the sticks, obviously, as that's going to put the ball at the 36-yard line. So suddenly, Fairhaven has some life to them after the first several drives went nowhere. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Motioning a man again. And going to fake the pitch to him, keeping himself in the middle is Joseph Jr. He's hit hard, and he'll be tackled just past the 30-yard line. And that'll gain him about 6 yards.
Second down and 4.
2nd and 4 for the Blue Devils coming up from the 30-yard line. You can hear the cheerleaders out there doing a routine in front of us on the track. The marching band, I would imagine, is going to be doing a show at halftime, which is usually customary when they are in uniform in the crowd, which they are. Joseph Jr., another shotgun formation, motioning Antunes in front of him again. Going to fake the handoff to him, keeping himself a draw play. Making a couple men miss, and he'll finally be tackled by 3 Case players.
Jr. on the carry.
And he'll move the 6 again for Fairhaven, which, as I just said, they finally kind of came to life here and figured out something on offense.
I mean, again, this Fairhaven offense isn't terrible either. They've put up 23 points against Diamond. They put up 14 against him. They put up, in a win last week, 32 against a tough Wareham team that's always been tough historically.
They are capable of scoring points, and as we're seeing that, they certainly are looking at scoring again here. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Another shotgun formation for Joseph Jr. Takes a snap. First inside, and that didn't really go anywhere. Is John Gorell going to be in there in the tackle for Case?
Tried running the reverse
that
counter
was
there.
Sebula on the carry, tackled by number 57, John Gorell.
Yelling about something over there on the sideline. I'm not sure what. That was no gain on that play. Sebula got back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Looks like De La Cruz is still on the sideline there being trained to by the trainer, so I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back in this game or not. He's away from the rest of his team. Worth noting, too, that Fairhaven brought their cheerleaders as well for this. I can see them on the far sideline on the track on the other side of the field.
Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down 11.
Officially a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11. Shotgun formation, slight motion of a man to his right. Joseph Jr. rolling right, looking to pass. And he's got to go down. Ryan Martin in there on the sack for Case. Number 67, Trey Netto back there as well.
A couple of players there just missed a block, and bad things happen.
Joseph Jr. kind of slipped on that. That was a humongous loss. I would say about a loss of 9 yards or so on that play. And that's going to bring up at least 9 yards, maybe more than that. That'll be a 3rd and 20, so a loss of 9 yards.
About 12 on the play.
Loss of 12, excuse me. That's Going to be a timeout now for Fairhaven. 7 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the first half. We're going to stay right here. Well, just when Fairhaven looked like they had some momentum, now they're faced with a 3rd and 20.
There's not many plays you draw up, so if you're Fairhaven, you can't think. You're in 4-down territory. You hate to say it this early. But it's tough to make a field goal from 42 yards out. Actually, you're 52. 52 yards. It's not happening in high school.
Yeah.
Realistically, a 30-yard field goal is realistic, 35 maybe. So if that's your ambition right now, you need about 15 yards. Otherwise, 4-down territory. Let's worry about picking up 10 yards here and get the other 10 when it's 4th and 10.
As you said, 4-down territory here, just how the key offense has looked. They've been pretty much unstoppable with these last few drives. So that's when you want to go to halftime and try to figure out some adjustments with your
3rd down and 23.
3rd and 23 upcoming here for the Fairhaven offense is what is officially going to be marked from the Case 34-yard line. Looks like they are going to try and pass this, actually. Motioning one man inside, that's Antunes.
They actually may try punting this.
It could be a punt, and you're right. Case has nobody back there. You've seen that rarely in football, college, NFL, just the 3rd down punt.
25 seconds after a dead ball. 25-second clock.
We're going to sit there, take a 5-yard penalty,
and was that a timeout called? It was a timeout called.
Timeout, Fairhaven.
It's like another timeout called by Fairhaven on that play.
There's not many plays you do, and you rarely see it. Fairhaven may be trying to almost do a squib punt here, where the goal of the squib punt is to try pinning Case within the 5-yard line.
Does that mean they're out?
Yeah, they're out.
I was just told that the Fairhaven is now officially out of timeouts here for the rest of the half. They kind of had to blow 2 straight timeouts on that. I'm wondering what Fairhaven's going to do here, Josh. You seem to think they're going to punt. Case has dropped Silva slightly back, although he may just be playing.
It's no longer really a punt formation now, so.
And indeed, it's actually going to be a pass play. Joseph Jr. rolling right, going to try to dump this off. The pass is complete, but that was to Sebula. They completed it, but they didn't really go anywhere.
Pass complete.
Gain of about 4 yards. But they were just trying to set up a screen play on that, but try to bust it, but that did not work. Was that Joseph Jr.'s first completed pass? It was the first, okay. So that's the first completed pass for Fairhaven, and gain of 5, but when it was 3rd and 23, that's not what you wanted. It'll bring up officially about a
4th down and 18.
4th and 18 from the 29-yard line. I wonder if Fairhaven gonna go for this?
Yeah, you have to.
They are going to go for this, all right.
If you punt, you're probably looking at a 9-yard pickup realistically.
So,
not worth it.
Just going to try this. I'm just going to expect they're going to sling a pass down the field and hope for something here. 4th and 18. Joseph Jr. rolling left. He is going to look to pass, going to put it up there, and it is no!
Would have been well short.
Out of the hands of number 44, Matthew Oden.
Would have been short by about 7 yards there.
Even if he had caught it, as you said, he would have been immediately gone out of bounds, and he would have got it anyway. So turnover run down. So Case benefits that.
I'm sure it's not the way it was drawn up.
No,
on the sideline.
Even if he had caught it, it would have been close to dragging his foot in. But best case scenario for Fairhaven, even if he did catch it, he was well short.
7-yard gain. 10-yard gain, excuse me.
10-yard gain. So regardless, it's a turnover on downs, and the Case offense will go again here for the 5th time this game.
They really have a chance now to put the dagger in Fairhaven.
They can. They punted. They 3 and out and punted on their first possession. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown after that. Giving them a 28-6 lead, perhaps. Handoff inside to Tiviton. He's going to be spun down.
Number 22, Brady Tiviton.
After a very short gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards on that run for the Case offense. Let's make it a gain of about 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 coming up. Case looking over at the coach right now. They're not huddling.
No, they all have those wristbands. And that's where the plays are called, and it just prevents really Fairhaven from making any adjustments and catching your breath.
It's certainly working so far. There's a reverse sweep. And met out of bounds.
Joey Garrell.
That was number 15, Joey Garrell, but he gained a few yards, more than I thought, actually. Excuse me. I thought he was hit pretty far back, but he did pick up about 4 yards in that play, maybe 5.
Ball was almost snapped too late there.
Gained about 5 on the
Joey
play.
Garrell was nearly by Danny Silva by the time that ball was snapped.
You got to time those sweep plays just right, or else the whole play just completely falls apart. That one did not, and that was a good little run by Garrell. 3rd and 3 for Case as they check their wristbands. This could be a huge stop for the Blue Devils, get some momentum back in their favor. They can slow down this Case offense. Silva looking to pass. Still looking, now rolling to his right. He's going to go out of bounds. There was nothing there for Silva. And I don't think he got anything on that play.
No.
He stood up there, he looked, and he rolled to his right. He looked again, there was nothing, so
steps out of bounds.
he steps out of bounds. So that was no gain on the play. That'll bring up a punting situation. So finally, the Blue Devil defense holds firm, and they stop Case.
Ball back to punt.
Ball back to punt. Sebula and Antunes back to do the receiving for Fairhaven. Not a great snap. The punt is up. That's a booming punt by Cabral. That's way up there. And it kind of takes a generous roll for Case, and that'll be down at the 26-yard line. That was a heck of a punt by Cabral.
Ball is down.
Yeah, typically when you have 2 return men, it's a safety punt to make sure nothing gets over you. So you're continuing the return for more coverage, but when you can outkick the coverage, it don't matter how many people you put back.
Fairhaven will take over for possibly their last drive of the
Fairhaven will take over
first
first
half
down
here.
and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Shotgun formation for Joseph Jr. He has one back just to his left. That would be Sebula. Here's the snap, kind of a low bullet snap. Sebula going to be met by several Case players, and he went nowhere on that. If anything, he went backwards.
Sebula on the carry. Short loss on the play.
Short loss on the play. Loss of actually about a yard on that
We
play
have a car
for
that needs to be
Sebula.
moved. Massachusetts registration 3HT 689, a red Kia Optima. You need to move your car immediately or it will be towed.
Some poor person has parked illegally, apparently. I have a Kia, but it's not a red Optima.
It's almost like winning the lottery in reverse.
Yeah, that's not.
You're hoping your number don't get called.
You're not the one. I'm trying to think where I was parking when I saw the police
Second
officer
down,
coming
11.
up here. I figured that's what it was going to be about.
I'm assuming it's that one.
Yeah, I can see it straight
I don't
across
think
up
the
there.
camera can catch it, but
No, not a great snap. And met well behind the line is
On the carry,
Antunes.
brought down for loss by number 55, Ryan Martin.
Ryan Martin in there for another big loss. Yeah, you're right. I can see the red car kind of right behind one of the big lights up there. Parked on the road. That's already a narrow road as it is. And I haven't seen anyone walking near that car, so we're going to play that. Oh, there go the police lights on next to the car. Someone is not going to have a very nice night. Unless they move that. 3rd and 15. I'm glad I'm up here or not down there. We're going to pay attention to what's going on here. Here comes the police officer going near the.
couple of actions to watch now.
Yeah, we got a few things going on here.
We got 2 cameras, maybe put one on the cop.
Right in our line of sight, so I can't really help but pay attention when I see
Third
the
down
blue
and
lights
long
flashing
for
at me.
Fairhaven.
3rd and long for the Blue Devils. Joseph Jr. looking to pass. Going to be met. Run behind the line of scrimmage, throws it up there. That's dangerous, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Clayton Dyer. Heading, looking for the end zone, and he is going to make it. Touchdown!
Intercepted and
Case!
returned for a touchdown by number 11, Clayton
Dyer with the pick 6 for Case.
There is a flag on the play.
3 minutes and 33 seconds. Wait a second. Hold your celebration. Ineligible man. Nope, it's a penalty. Is going to be on Fairhaven. So the
ineligible man
Interception
downfield
stands.
against Fairhaven.
That play was
Declined by the
destined
Cardinals.
from the beginning to not end well. Low snap, roll out, throw from across your body into traffic over the center of the
You
field.
can see that was a dangerous play.
Yeah,
also, I want to point out
Clayton Dyer.
some good news too. The red Kia Optima I just saw drive away. So possibly whoever was the owner of that car was already in the car. I don't know. Regardless, I was paying a lot of attention to the car at the start of that, not what was going on in the field, unfortunately. Cabral's extra point attempt is good, and it's caught as well by number 17, Devin Silva.
Cardinals 28, Fairhaven 6.
3:29 to play here in the first half. The score is 28-6. Yeah, that was not a great pass by any means for Joseph Jr. I know he had to just throw that up there, but you're going to go run to your right and throw across your body to the left. More often than not, that's going to end very poorly.
Just throw it your side. Stay your side. It's so tough. Not many, even we see it all the time at the professional level, watching the NFL games, where whenever you see the quarterback roll and under duress, they just throw it over the middle. More often than not, it's going the other way.
Yeah, that doesn't usually end too well. 28-6 in a game that Cases is pretty much dominated from halfway through the first quarter. The Blue Devils, as I said, had that one really large run by Sebula, but that was about it.
40, Brady Coppa back to return for Fairhaven.
Mostly gone backwards. I know that Antunes had a fairly long run at one point as well.
Man, this is interesting where Fairhaven has made a slight adjustment.
They're going to bring some return men up and just fall on that about the 30-yard line. Again, what's their adjustment that they've made?
Both Sebula and Antunes were. Actually, that ball took a bad bounce for Sebula, but he was right there.
Yeah, they moved their. That's right. They've moved their return men up.
Blue Devils.
Realizing that Case is not going to give them anything on a kickoff.
Their own 30.
Again, the cat and mouse game that we see all the time in a lot of these football games. I do one thing. How are you going to react? What are you going to do? How am I going to react? And right now, this is a reaction. Case is just going to continue to squib it to force 0 returns. Meanwhile, Fairhaven has now made the adjustment to bring up Sebula and Antunes to hopefully receive one of those squibs. So we'll see on the next time if Case boots it long.
Case does receive the second half kickoff. They won the toss earlier and deferred. So Fairhaven would, Case would have to score again rather in order to kick off. Fairhaven with a toss play. That's Sebula, and he'll be tackled right in front of us by number 21, Braden Ventura.
Sebula on the carry.
Sophomore defensive back, was a
21,
starter
Braden
since his
Ventura.
freshman year, so he's been a staple there in the Case secondary for his entire Case career. That was a nice run by Sebula as well. It was a 9-yard
We'll bring
gain.
up 2nd down 1.
2nd and 1 for the Fairhaven offense. Only completed one pass for 5 yards, and that was on a 3rd and extremely long, so haven't really seen their passing game do much of anything. Looks like a wishbone formation again. And toss play to Sebula, cutting inside. Sebula, great run, tackle just past the 50-yard line
Owen Sebula on the carry.
by number 15 for Case, Joey Garrell. So both of the Garrells getting in on it here.
1st and 10, Fairhaven at the Cardinal 48.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the Cardinal 48-yard line. They have about 2.5 minutes. They are out of timeout, so they have to watch the clock here.
The clock does stop on 1st downs and out of bounds right now, you don't have to rush, but back of your mind.
Something worth noting, there is no 2-minute warning. There's a 2-minute warning in the pros, but not here. Wishbone formation, toss play to Sebula. He's going to go inside and met by literally half the Case defense on that.
Fortunate to make it back to the line there.
Sebula on the carry. Tackled by a host
They're
of
leaning on him
Cardinals.
heavy right now. 13 rushes for 98 yards. Leaning on him
No
heavy
gain
right
on the
now.
play.
Hopefully a kick shot, something.
2nd down 10.
Case Fairhaven just kind of watching the clock go down. So Sebula's almost certainly going to have over 100 yards because he got, I don't know how many of them.
The bulk of that 69-yard
69-yard run, right.
Bulk right there.
But even without that, he's run it fairly well. Their huge losses have either been on fumbles or on the pass plays that went nowhere.
The issue, unfortunately for Sebula, it's not on him. It's his line. He'll get 9 yards and then lose 5.
Right, that's just how Fairhaven's been going. 2nd and 10, a minute and a half. They got to hurry up here. Wishbone formation again. Faking the toss, looking to throw. Joseph Jr. going to be drilled at the 40-yard line by Braden Ventura on that one.
Case, you're going to start calling timeouts, baby.
Could be worth it for Case. That was a great play by Ventura. He just torpedoed Joseph Jr. on that play to the 39. That was a sack. That'll drop Fairhaven way back. They might just let the clock trickle down. They don't have any timeouts anyway. Under a minute to go. It's 28-6 in favor of Case.
It's interesting that Case isn't calling a timeout to really put the nail in the coffin.
Looks like Case is just content to let this run out and go into halftime with the lead. I expect Fairhaven will probably just run the ball here, and of course Case could call a timeout and force them to at least punt. But 30 seconds.
It'd be crazy to pass right now, wouldn't you?
It looks like they're going to try it. Joseph Jr., shotgun formation. He lost the handle, and the ball is on the ground, and
here comes the Case timeout.
Here comes the Case timeout. Like I said, 18.5 seconds. Yeah, that snap didn't go anywhere. Joseph Jr. fell on it, lost some more yards. So, as I was saying, Josh, that timeout is at least going to force Fairhaven to attempt a punt.
You do have 2 timeouts still, so you can still work over the middle should you get a favorable return here.
Or you can hope that the snap goes over the head of the punter, or
with the day Fairhaven's been having, that's
entirely possible.
Down in 28 for Fairhaven.
Would not surprise me. It's going to be a 4th and 28. Not a whole lot you can do except punt in that situation.
Especially on this end of the field. You're on the other end, or maybe you go for it or do something tricky. But here, you do that. You put Case at the 34-yard line. If something's done that's not favorable, and with this explosive offense and the weapons that Danny Silva has at his disposal, you
never know. I mean, you still got 18.5 seconds, rounded up to about 19 seconds.
In Case
is going to
really more so this year than the past couple of years. Maybe going back to when both Costas were playing for Case. That big play potential is really there this year.
It definitely is. Speaking of big play potential, looks like Case is going to go for all on block here. You don't blame him. Antunes is back to do the punting for the Blue Devils. They're going to bring in several men to defend this. Case has Dyer back to receive the punt. It looks like they're going to bring everybody here, and indeed they do. They're going to try to get to it. The punt is off. He did get the punt off. Dyer's not even going to bother returning this, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So noble attempt from Case.
Punt rolls out of bounds.
50-yard line.
They got
11 and a half to go.
11 and a half seconds.
You got about 2 plays, maybe 3 if you go fast. Or you can just take your knee and
go to halftime with the victory. Case has 12. They have 12 seconds, 11.5. We'll round up, and they still have 2 timeouts. The Case marching band getting ready to come onto the field for their performance. And judging by the formation, we can tell what they're going to do. And it looks like Case is just going to try something here. I mean, why not? You have a 22-point lead. You got 12 seconds and a half, a couple timeouts, and then they're going to go out of a shotgun formation.
You just hope nothing bad happens right now.
And just hope nothing bad happens. Maybe they'll be able to break something. Silva going to look to throw it. Fake it. Silva just going to chuck this as far as he can throw it, and it is caught, and a timeout going to be called immediately by Case. Keegan LeCompte went up there and caught that.
Just snatched it.
3 seconds to go here in the first half. Snatched it out of the air, and that's going to set up Case for one last try unless they kick a field goal.
About a 40-yard pass there, all in the air.
LeCompte went right up in the air, and he snatched that. And Case is indeed going to kick a field goal here. So that set them up for at least a field goal try. They'll make the score 31-6 if the field goal attempt is successful. And honestly, this is only a little bit further than a point after attempt. Maybe about 10 yards.
10 yards farther.
Yeah.
Looking at.
Looks like the ball's going to be marked at the
14, 24, 31.
About a third.
Tee down at the 16.
Ball's at the 14.
14, so.
Is that the 14 right?
Ball's at the 14, so 24, 31, give or take.
No, about 18, 19 yards. So about
31 yarder.
Thought it was 18 or 19 yards.
He's got it set up right on the 20, so it's going to be about a 30-yard field.
30-yard. I'm going to set this up for a 30-yard field goal attempt. So Tyler Cabral going to try to bang this through from the far left hash mark. He's not lined up directly in the middle.
Field goal for the Cardinals.
30-yard attempt here to end the first half. The snap is down. The ball is up. The kick is no good. Wide to the left.
Kick is no good.
Cabral looks like he may get hurt on that. He's a little slow getting up.
That snap may have thrown the timing off a little bit, but
Regardless, the Case coach wants some clarity from the official on that, but that's going to do it for the end of the first half here. The score is 28-6 in favor of Case over Fairhaven. We will take a break, and we'll be back in the third quarter. Welcome back to Cardinals Stadium for the start of the second half of tonight's game between the JCHS High School Cardinals and the visiting Fairhaven Blue Devils. This is Tyler Clark for Swansea Cable Access Channel 9. Alongside me, Josh Aubin. Josh, we saw the first half with a 28-6 Case going to halftime with the lead, and I expect to see more of the same here in the second half as they pretty much just dominated that entire first half.
yeah, I don't anticipate Case taking the foot off the pedal really at any point this quarter.
We're going to start this off with a good kick return from Clayton Dyer out just past the 40-yard line.
It's going to be 15 yards tacked onto it for a face mask.
It's like I was going to say, he did spin around on that, so it'll be
He fought through a face mask and still got another 5 yards.
a face mask penalty, so that'll bump Case up 15 yards, assuming that's what the penalty is on. 28-6 is the score. Case scored 3 offensive touchdowns, and they returned an interception for a touchdown as well to make it 28-6. They did unfortunately miss a field goal at the end of the first half.
It's a lot of discussion for just one penalty.
Officials are still out there discussing as the Case
Two
coaches.
flags on the play, one on the near sideline and one towards the hash mark.
Multiple flags on the play. Personal foul, face mask against Fairhaven.
And a block in the back on
against the Cardinals.
Case.
We're going to re-kick.
It's going to re-kick it then, yep. So offsetting penalties.
Will offset, and we will re-kick.
So they're going to try that again. Offsetting penalty. They have to get that tee back on the field as one of the Fairhaven players, one of the JV players who isn't, I don't have his name, he just kind of tossed it out there. He had a backpack on, and, well, we'll try that again.
Sam Borges in the kick again for Fairhaven.
So let's just ignore everything I just said about starting with good position with a 15-yard penalty, unless they happen to do it again. And here we go once more with the opening second half kick, and that's going to go out of bounds.
There's another flag.
So that's a flag right there for...
Borges' kick goes out of bounds.
So Case is actually going to end up with pretty good field position after all that, as that kick went out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds results in an illegal procedure penalty.
Should be an illegal procedure penalty against Fairhaven, I would think. I'm not going to spot that yet at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to decide they don't want to kick a third time.
Yeah, Case is going to take the field position and be happy with it. The head coach for Case is Anthony Palladino. Assistant coaches Tyler Bowen, Brett Denning, Zach Bodner, Todd Netto, Colin Tolson, Al Palladino, and Joe Martin. Their team captains are John Garrell, Ryan Martin, Trey Netto, Danny Silva, and Keegan LeCompte. I am curious I don't know if you have any idea, Josh, why they chose to go with gold as their home uniform instead of the maroon or the white, or
Spice it up.
yeah, mix it up. I guess that's it. And you're the home team, you get to choose whatever color you want.
Spicy.
Handoff inside. That's a great run for Case, still on his feet and still plowing ahead. That is number 21, Braden Ventura, on the run for Case. First time I think I called his name on offensive play this year.
First down.
That'll move the sticks. Is a great first play of the second half.
First and 10 Cardinals at the Fairhaven 48.
First and 10 for Case on the 48-yard line. 28-6 in the first half that Case was pretty much in complete control of. Fairhaven had a 16-yard run by Owen Sebula, which set up their only touchdown, but other than that, it was all Case.
Since the start of the game, the temperature felt like it's dropped about 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold out there right now. I mean, I have a sweatshirt on up
Frost
here.
is coming tonight.
You have your hood up sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Silva looking to pass, going to step up, going to heave it long down the field, and it's caught by Clayton Dyer.
It's cold up here. It's heating up down there, though.
Down to the 5-yard line. Silva hooks up with another long pass to Clayton Dyer in this game. Although that one was not a touchdown.
First and goal, Cardinals at the Fairhaven 5.
A first and goal for Case from the 5-yard line.
40-yarder, give or take.
40-yarder in the chilly October weather. It's a clear skies. I'm not seeing too many clouds up there right now.
The day started overcast and rainy, but
Yes,
turned
it
into
did.
a nice October night.
Hand off inside to Ventura, and he's going to be stopped just short of the end
Ventura on
zone.
the carry.
Little of a spin move going on, but he'll pick up a few yards, and that'll bring up a second and goal for Case, or about the 2-yard line.
Gain of about 3 on the play.
A touchdown and an extra
Second
point
and
here
goal
would
for
give
the
them a
Cardinals at the
35-6
Fairhaven
lead, which, given how this game has gone so far, that's pretty big.
Might as well be 48-6.
Really, it could be. Silva again, handoff once again to Ventura, up the middle he goes, and it's in.
Braden Ventura on the carry. Touchdown.
For the Cardinals. Braden Ventura takes that run right up the gut and scores the Case touchdown. And that'll make the score as it stands 34-6 in favor of Case. Cabral going to get ready to
Tyler
kick the
Cabral
extra
to attempt
point.
the extra point.
Tap is down, the ball is up, the kick is good, and not on the receiving end though, as Devin Silva did
to play in
not
the third quarter.
catch that.
Cardinals 35, Fairhaven 6.
10 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter, 35-6. More of the same on that drive for the Case offense as they're just moving it down the field.
Again, they can go small, as we saw at the end, or that big play potential. It's all there, and it's compared to what we're used to seeing from this Cardinal offense under Coach Palladino this year. It really looks explosive.
And they only had 3 drives this game that did not result in a touchdown. They had 2 punts and they had the missed field goal to end the half, and that was it.
And that field goal was more out of necessity due to time than actually being stopped.
Was that? Did he make that extra point? Because they haven't. It says 34-6 on the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure it's 35-6, but you can't really see the scoreboard from the cameras that we have here. Utilizing the 2 camera approaches, you can see we have one right in front of me here on the top of the bleachers, and we have a staple for Case High School sports, Lucy Cabral, out down there on the track with the other cameras. Another squib kick for Case, fallen on by Reese Antunes. He just keeps on moving up. Every kick, he just moves up another
Pretty soon
wave.
he'll be in that front line.
Fairhaven 40-yard line.
And Antunes falls on that at the 40-yard line. We'll get our first look at the Fairhaven offense here in this half.
First and 10, Blue Devils at their own 40-yard line.
That's what I'm saying. I thought they made the extra point, but it's not being reflected on the scoreboard. I'm going to go with yes. But they did it. Okay, there we go. 35-6. I'm briefly confused. Want to make sure our graphic matches the official one. Nice actually doing a game with graphics this time instead of staring at a black screen like we had last time. Toss play inside Antunes, and he is sworn by the Case defense. So that went absolutely nowhere. Like I said last year, I don't. What's your proper term? Production assistant, production coordinator. Production coordinator Corey Snook, who's new to Swansea Cable Access this year, was hired this summer, I believe, and his first game got off to a pretty horrendous start. We lost the feed. It was a black screen. We have a monitor up here. I can see the graphic, and we can see the 2 cameras up here. It rained. We couldn't even have the second camera. We only had 1 cameraman show up, which was Lucy, and it was just chaos up here last week. Much more smoothly this week, and very pleased. So Corey Snook doing a great job here. Fairhaven out of the wishbone formation, 2nd and 13. Toss play, and nothing again for Case, as that went nowhere. Yes, the Swansea Cable Access coordinator, Adam Kitchen, finally getting relieved of some of his duties about having to do this, which is why Corey's here. So Adam can concentrate on other things in the town. So Corey and I have known each other for since the summertime, because you'll be doing basketball too, right?
We lost about 4.
Football, basketball. Loss of 4 yards, at least. Another. Boy, Fairhaven, I think, has faced more
on the play.
3rd and longs this game than they haven't. They just.
this offense has really had two plays. Sebula's 69-yard run and a 20-yard scamper by Antunes, and that's really been it.
Yeah, they've done nothing other than that. Motion by Antunes, gonna give it to him on the jet sweep. Cutting back inside is Antunes, and he'll be tackled.
Reese Antunes on the carry.
At about the original line of scrimmage, so.
Brought down by number 11, Clayton Dyer.
Clayton Dyer, and they're on the tackle for Case.
This play's going to be telling here. If Fairhaven comes out and punts, which it looks like they are,
Yeah,
it's basically
like
a concession of the game at this point.
It's hard, too, if you have a 4th and 13 from your own territory.
I get it, but at the same time, we've got no answers for this Case offense. And you just have that feeling that it's a matter of time before we start seeing some JV second stringers in there getting some live action.
Punt is up, and Dyer, I don't think he's even going to return this. Why bother risking it? And he'll just let that drop at the 38-yard line. So Gates will take over. The last home game we did, as you know, against Tri-County, not Old Colony.
37-yard line.
Tri-County.
First and 10
The entire offense that first half just looked sluggish and out of sync, and they fixed something at halftime in that game because it's just been a whole different story ever since. They're already tied the most points they scored this year. I have reason to believe that'll be broken by the end of the night, just by how things have gone. But Case 3-0, really only played 2 games, but the forfeit counts as a victory. So 3-0, looking to go to 4-0, 29-point lead here. We're not even halfway through the third quarter, and they have the ball.
Number 2, Tyler Cabral now.
The cheerleader just did an impressive routine down there on the track. Shotgun formation. Silva handing it off inside. And that's Ventura. Oh, he'll be speared there by one of the Fairhaven players. That was a good tackle there by Sebula.
Ventura's tough, though.
Gain of a yard in the play.
Looks like Ventura's going to be getting the bulk of the carries here in the second half.
Second down, 9.
Tivitot a bit of a rest.
Don't want to look ahead too far, but Case travels to Seekonk next week for a Friday night game, and that is early on proving to be a pivotal matchup in the SEC small division.
They got Seacock next week, then I believe they are at home against Fairhaven after that. And that was number 2, Tyler Cabral in there on the, looks like a Wildcat formation. I was kind of looking at your schedule that you had brought up there, and short gain on the play, it'll be a 3rd and 7.
3 on the play.
Case next week is at Seekonk, then they're home against Fairhaven. I believe that's as far as Wareham, excuse me. That's about as far as they scheduled. But a victory here puts them at 4-0, so one more victory, and they're looking at another postseason berth.
No, they actually have on the 25th a game at New Bedford Vogue.
Oh, that's
a crossover game.
October 25th. That could be big. New Bedford Vogue scored a lot of points
very
this
high
year.
scoring game.
Cabral, and they're at quarterback now, looking to throw. He's going to put it up, and it's incomplete. Just out of the outstretched of number 5, Preston Dyer.
Number 5, Preston Dyer.
So Silva's on the sideline. It looks like he might just
be
stay
done
there
for the day.
It might be done for the day, yeah.
4th down, 6.
They got Cabral in there to get a little bit of action. They're the only 2 quarterbacks I'm seeing on the Case roster.
For the Cardinals.
That'd be Silva and Cabral, so we might be saying a couple new names here. Cabral back to do the punting. Another booming punt. That was really far. That's going to take a fantastic Case roll.
He does it all, doesn't he?
Then be down at the 15-yard line. He does.
Punt is down around the
15-yard
line.
The next couple of years after this
Blue
year.
Cabral's
Cabral's
a sophomore, so I would imagine he would be taking over the duties after Silva graduates next June and moves on to college. You've seen a couple of different Case quarterbacks here. Before it was Silva, it was Devin Frew was the quarterback for a year. And before that, they had one of the better throwing quarterbacks I've ever seen, which was Costa. Brendan Costa, I think his name. And went on to play. Did he play quarterback in college as well, or did he just play?
I think he's just a safety there.
He played. I know he played
1st and 10.
Football in college.
Fairhaven at their own 16-yard line.
First time in several years I've been calling Case football games without mentioning Acosta between him and his brother there. Both on to the better things, but
we still have a Tivitot, though.
There's
always a Tivitot end of the day.
I don't think, did Dylan play football? I don't think, no, he didn't. Jeremy played football. He was a very good running
Brady.
back. Brady's out there right now. He is a sophomore. Haven't said his name much this game, and then again, haven't really needed to. He's gotten a couple carries, but Silva has pretty much controlled that offense as he should, and it looks like a couple of substitutions for Case are in there on defense right now. Bringing a blitz right now, and a bit of looks like a handoff inside that didn't really go anywhere. We kind of lost that in the shuffle. I think Sebula was in there on the run, as I saw him walking away, but that didn't go anywhere. Substitution coming off for Case.
10.
For 67, Trey Neto coming off for arrest. The microphone cord is excessively long up here.
Sebula still remains a few yards shy of 100 for the day.
Yeah, I said that before, almost joking, like, he'll get 100 yards, and he's still sitting at it.
Nearly a full quarter.
Fairhaven's offense, not much. Wishbone again, and a toss play.
It's a nasty hit back there.
That was big.
Slow to get up.
And is there an injury? Very slow to get up. And let's see if we're going to take a break from this. No, I think we're going to stay here. I thought the trainer was going to come on the field, but it's like Isaiah Lopez
on the carry.
Was a little banged up on that. He was on the carry there, so no injury timeout, so we'll stay here.
Took a massive hit there.
But I can hear it. You hear the plastic, especially when it's cold.
Number 52, Tony Bell.
I did play one season of very forgettable football for Case freshman year, and when it was cold, it hurts when you get hit. I said the story before. I made one tackle the whole season. I injured the kid. So that was my football experience. I played on kickoffs, and I went and grabbed the tee a lot. 3rd and 12 for the Fairhaven offense. Joseph Jr. ready to be dropped behind the line.
It's just nothing going on
Joseph
for this
Jr.
Fairhaven
hit the backfield,
Lost.
brought down for a loss.
This Fairhaven offense came in on kind of a high coming into today, and
they've had a couple of big plays. That one huge run by Sebula set up their only touchdown. That was it. Without that run, they've done.
Ryan Martin on the sack.
Ryan Martin in there on the sack. He's had several plays behind the line of scrimmage in this game for Case. And a punt coming up for Fairhaven. They don't have a lot of room to play with, though. They're back at the 6-yard line. Punter in the very back of the Case end zone, kind of standing on top of the
desk. 4th and 20.
4th and 20. And it looks like Case isn't even going to try to return this. They have 3 men a little bit further back than everybody else, but it looks like Case will make no attempt to return this punt. Why risk it, really? Snap, it's high. The punt is up. It's a low line drive, and Fairhaven's going to get a generous roll, and that'll put the ball at the 36-yard line. So
Antunes' punt is down.
That could have been.
Fairhaven 36-yard line.
That almost turned disastrous into a safety.
That was almost a safety, right? If that goes over your head and out the back of the end zone.
36.
Real close.
Ask Peyton Manning how that one feels. Out of the back of the end zone, that would have been a safety, but we got the punt off at least. So I have a feeling.
It looks like there's a lot of familiar faces here on the sideline now in front
Yeah.
of us. Danny Silva's going to be there. Clayton Dyer's going to be here on the sideline next to us.
I was going to say, it looks like we're going to have a wave of substitutions coming. It looks like the offensive line is still in there, but Preston Dyer is in there. Cabral is in there at quarterback, and Ventura are going to be back to do more running. There's the snap. Handoff. Ooh. Actually going to keep it himself. Excuse me. I thought he handed that off, and he's still going.
Great juke
Like a brawl down the far sideline.
Made a man miss about 2 yards from the line and got an extra 20.
He fooled me on that with that fake handoff. And he'll pick up
17 on the
good
play.
chunk of yards.
For
17-yard gain.
down. 1st and 10 Cardinals.
1st and 10 for Cardinals. Keegan LeCompte going to come off.
19.
We're still going with this no-huddle offense. See number 81 for Case, Alexander Chamberlain in there at wide receiver on the near side as well. Cabral, quarterback draw, cutting into the left now, and he'll be met by half the Fairhaven defense. They just drag him down.
Tyler Cabral on the carry. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Gain of about 3, so Case looking like they might punch this in again.
2nd down 7.
Be a 2nd and 7 now. Yeah, it looks like the offensive line, because I still see John Gorell in there and Bradley Delaker, so They have not put in the backup offensive lineman yet. Here's the snap. Handoff inside. He'll be met. Wow, he was right into a couple of Fairhaven players. That was number 6, Aiden Bates. Aiden is a sophomore running back. And he may have gained a yard on that. Be interesting if Case doesn't pick up a first down here. They're going to let Cabral kick a field goal again? Or?
No, at this point, you go for it. Kicking a field goal kind of rubs salt in the wounds, and you just go for it and play it out straight.
Here's a snap. Cabral, quarterback draw. The middle again he goes. There goes Tyler Cabral. And he's going to be dropped. Did he get in? That's the question. No, he did not. He's going to be marked at the 1 yard line.
Just short of the goal line.
1 foot line.
So inches from
it'll be first and goal
from
for the
Pater
Cardinals
as the term
inside
goes.
the Fairhaven 1.
That'll be a first and goal for Case from the 1 inch line. So very close.
It's always encouraging to see, even with new faces and new players in there that we don't normally see a call, that
Cabral gonna keep it himself. Touchdown. New
the
face.
same results occur.
New touchdown.
And it's always encouraging to see that as far as future progress and looking towards the future. Fairhaven is still fighting. They still got their starters out there, and
Fairhaven too. They're a young team. I mean, they're going to return pretty much all of the team minus 2 players. They're going to lose Sebula and they're going to lose Torres, and that's it. So that's going to make it 41-6. Case has now officially scored the most points they've scored all season.
Cabral on to attempt the extra point.
Cabral will be on to kick the extra point. Just really doing it all. He scored a touchdown, so now he's going to bang it through to single-handedly give himself 7 points, and it's up, and the kick is good, and so is the catch.
Point attempt is good. With 1:23 to play in the third quarter, Cardinals.
We see across some Fairhaven fans are starting to clear out, and
yeah, you can look over. You can usually tell because they're the royal blue and white.
It's just been a complete drubbing by Case.
It's 42-6 right now. Still have another quarter to go after this. Fortunately, we can't leave early. We have to stick this out to the end. Just a little bit past 8 o'clock right now, local time. Obviously, that won't be the case whenever you're watching this game, which we do thank you for watching this Case High School football game and supporting Swansea Cable Access, whether you're watching it on TV or you're watching it on YouTube. Any views really support.
Even in front of us, there's now some action of people leaving, and it's getting cold and a little unbearable here. We're gonna have a frost tonight, and
as we sing to Kiss out here.
Well, the rock and roll all night's gonna go on all night at this rate. Happy times here at Cardinal Stadium.
It's happy times. We're still got another quarter to go after this. And it's cold. It's cold.
Stay warm.
That's right. I heard my sweatshirt.
It's
shameful.
Am I allowed to say in October? A touch of Christmas in the air?
Yeah. That sounds about right. I got my thick Jacksonville Jaguars sweatshirt on because I've suffered as a Jaguars fan my whole life. So.
Yeah, you have been shocked.
And Fairhaven's actually going to get this kickoff, a line drive kick. They got to get a good return on this as well. That was number 20, Isaiah Burlinson, on the receiving end of that. At least I think it was Burlinson.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. It happened quickly.
Fairhaven will start first down and 10 at their own 41.
We got a lot of new numbers in there on defense for Case, so it's entirely possible with the original Fairhaven offense out there, which I think is what they're going with. That they're gonna.
Their starting quarterback is still out there.
And I want to point out that Daniel De La Cruz, who was injured earlier, I can see him back in there now, so he has made a recovery, so that's good. A timeout called by Case.
Just taking the time with this new defense going in there, this younger defense, making sure everyone's got their assignments right, and that's all that timeout is. Nothing major.
I think when Case gets the ball again, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of runs up the middle. A lot of runs.
A lot of runs and a lot of runs.
I'd be on the surprise side of things if quarterback Tyler Cabral tosses.
I don't think we'll see any fun and gun offense that, that we've seen or come accustomed to seeing over the past few years. This is now a game management aspect over the next 13 minutes, 15 seconds of just seeing out the game and getting out clean.
So Fairhaven's going to keep their original offense on there. I would not be surprised at all if we see a Fairhaven touchdown or two with the Case JV team in there right now. Several new players. I'll be saying their names accordingly. It doesn't look like there's any starters out there now for Case. Here's the shotgun formation. Joseph rolling right. Got some space in front of him. And he'll be dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Preston Dyer.
Junior on the carry.
And
hit behind the line of scrimmage by number 5, Preston Dyer.
Number 4, who isn't...
We got 2 number 5s. I'm assuming Preston Dyer is number 4.
I'm assuming Preston Dyer is 4 because I believe McDonald's 5.
Let's see, which one's bigger? Logan looks bigger than Preston.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. Yeah, we don't... There's 2 number 5s on the roster for Case. I don't... Usually, I mean, I know the other players, but...
Trying to find them both on the field right now and see...
35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Fairhaven offense.
Logan McDonald may be number 4.
He's
on the line. He's listed as a defensive lineman.
Okay, we'll go with that. Rolling left here is Joseph Jr. He's got some space, and he'll be tackled by number 8, Cameron Burgess.
Brought down by number 8, Cameron Burgess.
And I think that's going to do it here for the third quarter. As we have 5 seconds to go, and yep, that's gonna
gain of 7 on the play.
do it here.
3rd down and 8.
Score is 42-6 in favor of Case. We will take a brief break up here in the booth. And be back to bring you fourth quarter action.
Fairhaven 6.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth and final quarter here from Cardinal Stadium in tonight's game between the Case High School Cardinals and the visiting Fairhaven Blue Devils. The score is 42-6 in favor of Case as you get ready to start this last quarter. And good news, as we learned, is that the coaches have agreed to keep this going with a running clock here in this quarter, so we should be out of here in about 12 minutes.
Exactly.
Joseph Jr. up the middle, and he went nowhere. That was a 3rd and 8 run, and the Case defense is going to hold firm on that.
4th down, 8.
That'll bring up a 4th and 8 for the Blue Devils, and I imagine a punt will be taking place here.
I don't know. They may just go for it.
They could. I did see Joseph Jr. run off the field.
And he's coming back on.
Well, I guess Fairhaven, they have nothing to lose. They may as well go for it. They're down by 36 points, so
have fun.
Give something. The discussion was between Josh and I, in between quarters in Corrigan and this too, was it's really cold out now. The temperature has greatly decreased as this has gone on. I see people with gloves and winter hats out there in the crowd right now.
4th down, 7.
4th and 7, that was a gain of 1 for Fairhaven as they're going to go for it with really nothing to lose. Joseph Jr. going to keep that handoff inside reverse to Sebula. He's going to find it around the air, diving for the first down marker.
Sebula on the carry.
And I think he got it, so Sebula with some hustle, and that's going to give him 100 yards rushing.
Close to the first down marker.
Not a chance it's 52 degrees.
Yeah, your phone says 52 degrees. There's no...
Not a chance.
Not a chance, no. You can tell it's cold because your battery just dropped to 20%. Got the notification on the iPhone there.
Gain of 8 on the play.
It's like Corey's next to me looking.
1st and 10, Fairhaven.
As well.
Everyone's cold, but...
Real feel 43 degrees. Yeah, I can believe that a little more.
You still have Coach Palladino down there in short sleeves.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Some coaches just like to do that. That was a first down run, as I said. That's going to give 100 yards rushing for Sebula, so at least a good effort from his end. Most of his yards came on one enormous run, but hey, it counts. Joseph going to give it to Sebula again. He's going to dodge one man. Coming up to the 45, and he is going to be dropped.
He almost lost 100 yards.
By number 3, Matthew Howard on that.
Very nearly lost him in the backfield, but able to get a good 3-4 yard gain there.
Now, Fairhaven, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if they end up putting it in the end zone again to make it somewhat more respectable. But
gain of 5 on the
this
play,
was a game that was
5.
completely controlled by Case, and when their offense is firing, it's a really good offense.
It just puts so much pressure on opposing defenses. Not many defenses have the capability. Not many offenses have the opposing capability to score as fast as the Cardinals do.
And they have Silva's a lot to blame, not to blame for that. take a lot of credit just because he's so
by
multifaceted. He can throw, he's a very good downfield passer, but he's also fast when he gets around the edge.
Dual threat is so
Jacob
tough
Sorrell.
where you almost need to take a linebacker out or someone just to spy him and take someone out of coverage. And if you do that, you're doing a lot of man-to-man, non-zone. And it's so tough when you have an accurate thrower such as Danny Silver who can also work with his legs.
3rd down, 6.
So Silva really a weapon for Case, as we've been saying. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Blue Devils. There were a couple of Case plays in there in that tackle. I didn't get a chance to say their name. They're new players. So, toss play out, and that was Sebula. He'll dive for that first down marker, but I don't think he got it.
He's going to be about 2 yards shy.
And indeed it will. It's going to bring up a 4th and 2 for Fairhaven. I'm sure they're just going to go for it again.
You already did once.
They got it, so
You're not going to change it
2.
20 yards up the field now.
go for it again. Let's see who else is out there for Case. I see number 10, Benjamin Saltmarsh on the near side here. We have number 8, Cameron Burgess, been saying his name a couple times. Preston Dyer out there. That's the younger brother of Clayton Dyer. And it's going to be a reverse inside to and no good. Sebula on the carry, but that is not nearly enough for first down. He actually lost yards.
Adam Jaglowski on the tackle there in the
First hit
backfield.
by Michael Amaral, finished off by number 56, Adam Jaglowski.
Michael Amaral and Adam Jaglowski in on there. The clock's just going to keep on running, and Case offense will come out there and
Cardinals will take over on
be very
down.
surprised if we get anything other than running plays.
Run.
First and 10,
Run.
Cardinals at their own 42.
Run on 4th down also.
First, if they even get the first
Just run.
down. The clock's just still ticking.
Yeah, it's going to tick.
Yeah, it's just going to tick. Let's just end this. It's 42-6. Case with a solid victory. I was a little, I'm not going to say afraid, but how sluggish their start was in that opening game against Tri-County, and then they really have been very good ever since then. Didn't get a chance to showcase that against Diamond, but I have reason to believe they would have won that game as well.
More importantly, it's not just the offense; it's his
Defense is
also.
pretty shut down too.
28, 6 points here. That's 34 points through your first 3 games, realistically.
Right.
4 games.
Technically
counting
4, but they
Diamond.
got the shutout.
Aiden Bates on the carry.
Aiden Bates on the run there for Case. He'll pick up a few yards.
In years past, we've seen this Case program get into a lot of shootouts with teams. 42-33,
83 on the play,
whatever the
second down,
case is.
7.
42-6.
Yeah,
Off
really.
a team that beat Wareham last week, and Wareham was 2-0, 2-1 now going into this week. You thought Wareham was maybe going to be a contender this year, Seekonk the other maybe contender, and just you're really
Bates
now
on the
starting to
carry,
size
tackle
up
for loss.
where you are, who you are, and what others are. And again, next week, these next 2 weeks for the Cardinals are going to determine their future.
Seaconk's usually a tough team. They blew them out last year. I remember that game. It was 56-15.
3rd down,
But in the
10.
past, the Seaconk game, because Seaconk and Case and Fairhaven really too are roughly the same size. There's a lot of regional schools around here, Dighton, Rehoboth, Old Rochester, but you got these 3 schools that are pretty much the same size. Cabral going to keep that himself, and he'll pick up a good chunk of yards, dodging a man, and he'll go out of bounds at the first down
Ball
marker
on the carry.
just to keep this going.
Pushed out of
Back
bounds,
to that
close
point,
to the first down marker.
which is when Somerset Berkeley joined the conference a couple of years back, when the schism, the split happened between the small, so it's a lot more competitive games than the larger schools. It was never really fair, I guess would be the proper word for a program with the size of the
Aiden is
Cardinals,
good for
where
a
we're
Cardinal
looking at
first down.
40 to 45
First and
kids
10
going against
Cardinals.
Aponequid,
Right.
where
Aiden
it has
is 48.
70 kids, or Somerset Berkeley was 70 kids. It was so tough, and really since that schism, that split happened, we've seen Case rise to the top.
And they really, as you said, a number of years back, they weren't even really competitive in any game. In the last,
Aiden Bates on the carry.
I would say 10 years or so, they've really gone back to the level of, probably not 10 years, probably a little less than that, of just being not just respectable,
Loss of about 3.
They've been good
Second
every
down,
year.
13.
You're now starting to become one of these programs that get circled, that get noticed, that you're a tough out come playoffs. And unfortunately, they've had tough matchups the past couple of years for playoffs, and well on the way to another playoff berth. They're seeing their next 3 games also go favorably as well.
Bro, with a good run out to the 50. Penalty flag on the
carry.
field.
Flags on the play.
This win is going to push Case's record to 4-0. Really, 1 or 2 more victories this year, and you're guaranteed a postseason berth. Fortunately, the last 2 years they made it to the postseason. They lost in the first round.
This is the last year under this current postseason format. Next year it goes a little different with max preps. This is one of the last years where the MIA does its own independent power ranking, so to speak.
So it'll be interesting to see what the changes in that. Right? It was a penalty on Case, by the way. I didn't see what it was on. I'm guessing it was illegal hands to the face on Case. So they'll back him up. That'll be a 2nd and 22 now with the clock still going. Handoff. Cutting to the right now, bouncing left. Let me get a name for number 45 and just taking it with him. That's number 45,
Baylor Thacker.
Baylor Thacker. That's a new name I haven't said this year yet. He was in there on that run. Pretty good run. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Definitely makes third down a lot more manageable now.
That
12, a lot more manageable than 2nd and 22.
That got the penalty yardage back, so it's going to be 3rd and 12. Thacker back there. Looks like he's going to possibly get another handoff here. Thacker is a freshman running back for a Case, so we're getting the freshmen in on this now. One of a few freshmen that are on the list.
I'm not going to lie. Walking down today, seeing these gold uniforms, wasn't sure what to make of it. I kind of like it under these lights.
I do.
Cabral on the carry, flag on the play.
Penalty flag on the field for Cabral. Going to be a holding penalty on Case. That'll back him up again.
Holding against the Cardinals.
The Fairhaven coach is Rudy Bolger. Assistant coaches Donald Joseph, Lance Lopez, Adrian Murphy, Jared Antill, and George Duart. Their mascot, as I said, is the Blue Devils, not to be mistaken with Duke Universities, even though it's pretty much the same.
Head coach Rudy Bolger holds double duty over at Fairhaven. Also sits there, does a varsity baseball program as well.
At Fairhaven, right? Fairhaven and Case have been rivals for a number of years. So that's going to bring up a 4th. Looks like a 4th down. They're going to...
Yeah, they declined the penalty.
Yeah, why not? Decline the penalty.
4th down, 17.
Sure, Fairhaven's just ready to get this next minute over with, get back on the bus, and regroup for their game next week.
We're all going to kneel on that, and this is going to give Fairhaven a chance. Just give it up. The clock's running anyway. And
a lot of excitement there from the JV defense. That's called out from the field.
Is Fairhaven going to run another play? I mean, the clock's still going. I don't know if the game's over or not.
That's a game.
Is that the game?
Concession's been made.
And
or they're going to let it run the next 30 minutes. 30 seconds.
Let this run, and yep, that's going to do it here. That's just how it's going to end.
Final score,
Cardinals 42-6 in favor of Case. A thoroughly dominating victory for Case. This is Tyler Clark for Swansea Cable Access Channel 9. Alongside me is Josh Aubin, signing off, saying good night. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.